Welcome back to Mainly Lofts. It's been a fair bit happening actually over the last few days, and I'm going to try and cover as much as possible in this video. I'm just checking, I took the birds for another fly this morning. They've been actually on a whole bunch of flies, to be honest. Today these guys went out to 35 kilometers and they actually bet me home, which was pretty impressive because that was almost a 10-15 kilometer jump on top of what they've done the day before, which is pretty good. And I just won't show you here and yet. We'll go do the breeders first and then we'll go and have a bit of a look in here, because these birds, since we've been tossing, the fire in their eyes is unreal, because they're loving it. They're really enjoying flying. We'll check up on the breeders, get all the information on these guys and what's been happening. We'll go and have a look at the loft build, talk about the other channels and bits and pieces, because I've been doing a lot of thinking over the last week about everything, trying to simplify things and change things up a bit for the better. And we'll go into that soon, but I want to go through these breeding birds because there's a lot of babies in here. I think pretty much like every egg is hatched, so we need to get in, have a bit of a look. So let's check out the first pair that we've got pumping in here. It worked out that these guys, their first round of eggs was infertile. They went a bit rattly, didn't hatch, so I threw them out, and this hen actually has laid down on her second egg with this cockshen. He just laid this last night. So we'll see how we go. I wouldn't mind giving them another round to see how they do go. I am considering moving these guys into the flying loft for the time being. I might have a couple of special birds coming in shortly that I kind of need separate pens for, so these guys may move into the flying loft if I do build some pens in there to breed with. We'll just see. There's a lot of changes going on at the moment, and you'll probably figure it out over this video. Barless pairing. Hey, come on buddy, you're very gentle actually compared to your brother. That's his brother in there, he's very vicious, you can see that. Very vicious you are, alright, and you're a bit of a show off as well. But this guy's, he's quite nice, very gentle. Hey, good boy. So I might actually, this is probably the last round I'll probably do with this hen. I just wanted to get a set of splits out so we can use. The splits actually have been doing surprisingly well. We've actually lost a few, you'll see when we go into the loft, but there's a few there that I'm actually very shocked with. And we do have a toss coming up tomorrow, which is going to be the end of the freeway. So that's the longest that they've ever done. It's going to be quite a long distance. They've done 35 today, and they'll probably do around about 70 to 80 probably tomorrow, maybe a little bit more. And those splits are very surprising. You're very cute, aren't you? Come on, buddy, out of the way. Here, I actually like this guy. I want to pair him up with something else. Hop up there. Very relaxed. And these are the two babies. You got a nice full belly over there. So we've got two here. Hoping that they are checkers. I'm hoping that that means they might carry the barless gene in there, which is good. We can try and fast track things a little bit more. I'm just thinning down on the numbers at the moment, but which we've done successfully. You've seen over the last few weeks how quickly we've gotten down on the numbers of the splits. I really like this bird. Come here, big boy. Hey, look at him. He's a fantastic bird. Look at that. Actually a bit of a waste breeding with this hen. I'm gonna have to find you a nice little hen in that loft. Look at you. This one we bred down from originally Leo and Storm, and then Little Storm is its mother, this one. Then we bred that into Big Titan, so a bit of a mix, but produces some really nice babies. I'm keen to see how these guys fly. This guy's really, he's actually quite tame, aren't you? Surprisingly tame for a bird that's hasn't been hand raised or anything, so interesting. We need to find this guy another hen. She can probably go in the flying loft. I want to see how she flies. We'll see. I do hopefully want to free these boxes up a bit once these are done. As I said, a couple of days, there may be 2 more cockbirds coming. Bit of a surprise. And I wasn't going to bring in too many more birds, but couldn't really say no to these ones. So they may be here in a couple of days. So just stay tuned. Check up on these guys. I'm keeping an eye on the sky because I think we're still missing 1 or 2 birds. I think one of the red cocks, he's been slow the last few tosses. Now this is where the action's been happening. There's a lot of birds in there, so make sure we lock that up. Bit of fighting going on, eh? Settle. Still lots of guys cruising around here without pair. Little Storm, there she is. Oh, sorry, that's Storm, the mother. She, my favourite hen. We've got a few other ones. We'll sort them out later. Leo, that's not your box. Get out of there. You're going to get in trouble. Right, Titan's got you. Titan's sorting you out, mate. Good, get out. Right, we'll start with this box. I've got a pure Hooven cockbird with one of the little Storm's sisters, actually. It's one of Storm's daughters. These babies are looking fantastic. They've grown a lot since you last seen them. Last time you seen them, only probably a week ago, they were tiny little things. But they're nice and big now. We've got the one that had the little stripe on his beak. Both got a lot of attitude, actually. You can hear him clicking at me, which is a good sign. Bit of aggression. The father's quite a feisty bird, so I think it's passed on to his little babies. I've got rings on them. My new ones haven't turned up, so we just used them last season's. Doesn't really matter too much. New ones will turn up soon. But these guys are little chunkies. This is the smaller one of the bunch. This one's going to be a blue bar. Nice birds too. Pretty excited about these ones, actually. They are part of the base range of formation of my birds. Come here, you big fella. So the base birds got a little bit of Storm mixed into them. This one looks like a blue bar as well. That's might even have a very slight checking on it. So we'll see. I'll see what comes out of that. But they are sort of my base foundation. They got that little bit of Storm and Leo mixed in there, which is really good. We're just testing their babies with a whole bunch of different cockbirds. You just sit in there and see what the outcome is. This one, Big Titan there. Big Titan's actually related to Leo, which is my other really nice cockbird I've got over here. So it's not too bad. He's a very protective father as well. He's a good boy, aren't you? Let's have a look at your little baby, because he or she is quite big. Not as big as the other babies. You're a couple of days behind them ones. This one's all ringed up as well. Still not sure what this one is. This one's still got a chance of coming out red. But at this point it is definitely looking probably like a blue bar. We'll give it a couple more days and we should be able to tell. But only one egg hatched in there, unfortunately. Seems to be a thing with that hen. She did that last year as well. She was paired up to Shock and she had one or two rounds where only one egg was fertile. Oh, I like you. You're a good boy. Yes, yes, you can go back on your nest. And we'll go to the next pair and have a bit of a look. And we got one of the channel favourites here, which is big fella Shocker. He's just a breathtaking bird, this one. Look at him, especially when he's on eggs. He's just a really good father. And just look at him, just that stature of him. Quite a well-bred bird. Staff Van Riet, come from Adam Archer. Interesting to see how he goes crossed into my birds, which is we've got Little Storm in here this time with him, so I think that it's going to be pretty good. He's a good father, this one. These eggs are actually hatching. These are the last ones to hatch. You can see the little chip marks on there, just there. So that is pretty exciting. Interesting to see how these birds come out. If you're going to get some checkers. Oh, he's gone to the toilet. Excuse me. We'll just wait for you to finish, mate. I'm not going to edit that out because we were talking about your babies. So I'm interested to see how these babies turn out. I'm actually really excited, actually, because Little Storm, she bred the two cockbirds that are in those boxes in behind here, was just looking out, that I was just playing with. They're very tame, so I'm actually very excited to see what she can do with this cockbird here, because he's quite raw bred. Thank you, Adam Archer, for sending him over. Go and check out his channel if you haven't. So we're just testing a few things out, you know, like I know that these birds here are quite good. We haven't really lost any. They do quite well, so we're going to see that in the coming season anyway. But we've got a big guy here that's going to be interesting to see how you cross into those birds. So it's exciting. We'll definitely follow the progress of those babies, and they'll probably stay together for the whole season in breeding anyway. I don't want to mix them around too much. And we'll go to the tigers as well, because we've got a little bit of excitement in here. And little Oreo, she's been on our channel before a long time ago. These are the pair that I'm just borrowing for the moment. Just want to get that tiger grizzle gene, because once I've got that gene, it's going to be crossed into my birds, which is obviously that hen and Leon Storm babies. They're not the fastest birds, but they're very hard to lose. They're very tough. So you want to hop up for a second, little girl? Oreo, she's a feisty mum, this one. Come on, but she's sweet. Come on, off you get. Jump over the back there. We got two here, which is good. Spin them around a bit. We've got two different coloured beaks, which is a good indication that we've most likely got some pieds or a tiger grizzle. I'm hoping that we do get a tiger grizzle cock from here. Tiger grizzle from two tiger grizzles. The cock's going to be quite good. And this one's going to be a very white colour one. You should see his beak is very pink. He's got a slight little bit on there, so he might be a very white tiger grizzle. And then we got the darker colour one here. So we'll follow these guys, see how they go. This little guy's quite a bit smaller, you can see. Not as much vigour in those guys as I thought there might be. They're a little bit, they're still good, very young still. This little guy here is probably not getting the amount of food that this guy's getting. But that pair, I'll tell you, not bad. This is more of, these guys are going to be pretty easy to breed into my line of birds because of their dominance, so that's going to be quite easy. Just basically keep one of the cocks from here. Hopefully a cock is a tiger grizzle, then we can pair it into our birds, and then obviously tiger grizzle babies, we just keep them. Start racing them, toss them, see how they go, fly them around the loft. Pretty exciting. Not much else is going on here at the moment. We've got all these guys set up pretty well. Doing one more round out of these after that, and then they're all going. So we've got a free nest box, and probably looking at putting another row in under here maybe, because I've got, as I said, there's a couple more cockbirds coming, so I've got to do a bit of shuffling around. Might even use these boxes out here for pairing, we'll see. We've still got a few birds in here that we need to sort out. Leon Storm, which are these two here, they've got to go down on some babies soon. Might even change cocks. One of these new cocks might go well with her, but I've just got to handle them first, have a look at them, see if I'm happy. I just don't know yet. It's just a lot of opportunities. I don't really want to split them up, but it'd be nice to trial her with something else. But I just don't know if I've got a good enough hen to go with him. Might have to have a bit of a look around. Right, let's get out of here. We'll go over to the new loft that I'm in the process of planning. Oh, they're actually feeding their babies. Don't know if we can see it. Don't want to disturb them too much. I want to try and get those babies up, out, free these two boxes up. But we'll just see how we go. Let's head over to the loft, have a bit of a talk there. Absolutely beautiful day today. A few showers coming in. I've been tossing in this weather too, so it's made life a lot easier for the birds, but also not super easy for them anyway, enough to really test them. You'll see all this material still sitting here. Not so much a change of plans, but I'm just doing a little bit of thinking, because I just don't know if that's going to be big enough. I really feel if I'm going to build something, I do need to build something bigger. You may not be able to see it, but I've been doing a little bit of scribbling here, because this is going to be the best place for my loft. It's nice and close to the house. I can sit on the patio, watch the birds come in, or play in the backyard with the kids while we've got the birds out, things like that. I want it close to the house, so I've sort of done a bit of scribbling here, a bit of mucking, just some plans. I've been doing some, a little bit of playing around my welder. I bought a brand new welder, and I've been doing some test pieces just to see how well the welder works on the thickness of material, and I'm surprising, it's pretty good. But what I'm thinking, this section here, maybe looking at 2 meters, which is bigger than that one, by 6 meters, instead of this small 2 by 1.5 that we're looking at, but then with an aviary. I was looking at going a little bit more, maybe a storeroom on the end, but I haven't really made my mind up yet. That's why I'm just taking my time, not doing too many videos. I've got some family here as well, but this is looking pretty good size wise, and the price isn't too bad. I'm thinking about looking at either that option or leaning more towards this, actually talking to a few people, a few other flyers as well, that it might be worth just starting to build this loft. The weather is looking like it's clearing up a bit, and we'll be able to do some welding. So Looking at a steel frame loft, cladded, maybe a full grate system out the front with this, and just the plywood floors with a few sections. So stay tuned, drop some comments down below, let me know what you think, because just trying to simplify things. I don't want a whole bunch of lofts everywhere, so I'm thinking if we get all the flyers into here, that's all of them, because there will be a lot of them. We're about to set down, once this starts to get going, we'll probably set down with a lot of birds breeding. So it's going to be nothing like you've seen on this channel before, because I do want that 50 to 60 birds in the air. We might even get to 70, but I'm thinking 60 is a pretty good one, because we will thin them out as we start testing them. Let's go check out the flying birds. But that's where we're at with this at the moment. We've got all this material here that we can and definitely will use, but we're still looking at maybe going bigger, much bigger. Let's go have a bit of a look in here. Quite a few updates in here actually. We've been well, I've been pretty busy, and so have the birds. Hey guys, still missing one red. I don't know where he is. Okay, so I haven't filmed a lot, to be honest. I've been tossing the birds, just enjoying it, taking my time. You'll see we're down a few. We've definitely thinned out the split barless. We've got 3 left in here. We've got this cock here. We lost his brother. This cock up here, split barless, one of the first ones we bred. I actually thought he was one of their first original annoying barless turkey things. But he is actually the first or second bird home every time. So even at 35 kilometers, he's in that first bunch. So we'll see how he goes tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big step up. We've got another hen over here. She's just as good as him. And there is another hen, actually. There's 4, because that's one of the split ones there too. So there's actually 4 that are still here. But you can't tell the difference between them and some of my really good birds. So I'm actually pretty impressed. We're going to keep going, see how far they can go. So that's all we can do. And we got one here. We tossed her at that 2 kilometers. She come back the next day. You can see she's had a little bit of a bingle. She might have had a run in with a horse. She's got a bit of a sore nose. And she's got obviously maybe some claw marks up the side of her. You can see a few little feathers sticking out. So it looks like something's got to her. She come back the next day. So she's been taking it easy, relaxing. She's not going on any more tosses. So sort of handle that. But we've got a whole bunch of these blue bar hens. What I was saying before, just tossing them and they just go nuts. Like I feel like they just condition so much better. Look how good these little hens look. I've got a whole bunch of blue bar hens like that. Actually, they're all down through here. They actually probably want to go out for a fly today, but they've done that 35 kilometers and I was actually shocked at how good they were. We're still waiting maybe on 1 or 2 birds. I definitely like this hen here. This is one that I am considering about breeding from. I did put those orange rings on some birds and said, look, I wasn't going to toss them, but I have been tossing a few with the orange rings. This one up here, that's 83. I've been tossing him. He's got an orange ring on him. That's his brother. They're pretty much identical, so they're both beautiful birds. Definitely in the top few, so pretty excited about them ones. His brother, 83 up there. Didn't want to toss him. Well, I wasn't planning to, but now I'm like, whatever, let's just take him. Really good. He's been going well. He's been going well. All been going well. The only one that is a little bit annoying is one of these red cocks, one of their brothers. He's slow every single day. I don't know where he is now. He's probably chasing some wild feral hens out around McDonald's roof somewhere, but he might turn up. They're all doing pretty well though. Pretty happy to see that we are thinning out the ones. A bit of dead wood. And we got Little Shock here. She's still in the bandage. I changed that the other day. She's doing really good. I feel like she will be up flying again. But the rest of the birds, pretty excited. So tomorrow, they're going to head out to the end of the freeway. I'm pretty sure that's around that 75 to 90 kilometer mark. I'll double check that. I've been doing a lot of tosses off camera. So went up to that 6 kilometers. From 6 kilometers, we went to 13 kilometers. First day they were a little bit slow. Second day they bet me back. So I thought, you know what? There's still a few stragglers like the red cock and things like that. And we lost his brother, which is one of the split barless. No problems. So I felt quite confident these guys are gonna do pretty good. So that's why tomorrow we're gonna take him out there in the freeway and see if he comes back. But I will film that. Because off camera, we've done the 6 kilometer, we've done 2 more 13 kilometers, so about 13 to 15 kilometers, and then today went on 35. And then tomorrow, I'll film it though, we're gonna do the end of the freeway. So I'll have to check on Google Maps to get the exact location when we get there, but I'll definitely film that, get that up. This guy's a split barless as well, orange ring. He wasn't going to be tossed, but you know, he found his way in the basket and Easily made it back today from 35 kilometers, which is real no hassle. There has been a few showers in between that too, so we'll see how we go. Here's actually another one that is starting to look really good. I don't know what the tossing is, but getting them out in the wild and sort of test them in that rain, they really fire up. So exciting times ahead. So we definitely are down a few numbers at the moment, but I'm not too worried. I want to thin them out and want to make sure that the very best do make it through to the next loft. I was hoping to start the new loft, but now I'm getting these little things in my head and I'm like, oh, we need a bigger loft, we need something really cool. So that's where my mind is going at the moment, is building a really cool, better loft with multiple sections. So let me know what you think, because most likely that's what's going to happen. This is the little welder that I bought. It's a gasless MIG. Been having a bit of a play around with it. It's just one of those cheap ones from, like, the very generic. It is a really good brand. The Sigweld's a really good brand, but it's just a cheap model that they mass produce and sell in like the generic automotive shops. But I got it pretty cheap, so I thought, if this thing works, we could probably use this definitely to build a loft. It's gasless MIG, so just keep pumping the wire out and whatnot. And brought some little bit of galvanized steel tubing and just done a few little test welds on it, and surprisingly it did turn out. They're pretty good little welds. I actually do welding in my trade, so I was pretty confident that this stuff would work. I just need to make sure that this is going to work. And now I'm like, we should really probably build this steel loft that I've been dreaming about for a long time, because steel loft's so much better. So stay tuned, because I'm definitely just slowing down a bit, having a bit of think about stuff. We're just testing the birds and trying to get a little bit of testing done in these weldings. This gasless MIG's not too bad when the actual weather allows us to do the welding, so we should be able to do that soon. So definitely trying it. We had a few test pieces there, but got it all dialed in, all the right stuff. So I'm feeling that there could be a big build project coming up soon, a big new loft series. I just don't know if that little loft is going to do the justice that we need for our birds, especially if we want to up that flock. So make sure you do stay tuned. Tomorrow I'm going to get the birds out for a fly into the freeway, toughest toss that they've ever had to do. Then probably a couple of days later we're going to have 2 more males coming into this loft. I'm not going to say too much now, but they are quite well bred birds. Pedigree is quite nice as well, and from a very good line that you'll probably recognise. And then we're going to shut that down. Not going to bring too many more birds in. Well, let's try and not bring any more in, because we really need to test what we got, and hopefully one of those cocks we might be able to pair up with Storm. We just need to try and balance it out, because I want to make sure that Leo goes with a very good hen as well. So we'll have a bit of a think, but we will show you those birds when we do get them. But tomorrow we're going to toss those guys into the freeway. Toughest yet for those birds. Hopefully the red cock comes back later today, and we can take him out there tomorrow. And then we're going to give him a break for a few days, just continue loft flying them, and hopefully I'll get some progress on what I'm doing with that loft and the whole thing, network and channels as a whole, because I want to try and simplify things a little bit. I still want to race my birds next season, try and do a full season, but I still want to do color projects as well, and I still want my high flyers. So stay tuned. There is some big changes coming at the moment. Maybe I rushed into a few things, but I've been really sorting things out, so next year is going to be very interesting. I'm going to catch you all later. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all hopefully tomorrow. Hey.